Hi everyone, this is Mark Siegel, and in this short podcast I'm going to show you how to set up your grade calculations for all of your classes and how to copy them all the way through. So what you want to make sure you're going to do is be in the PowerTeacher Pro screen, just as you see here on mine. On the left hand side, you're going to scroll down to Settings, and you select Settings and then Traditional Grade Calculations. Now, if you're a brand new teacher to the district and you've never set up your categories, you want to make sure you set up your categories before doing this, and I have another podcast that shows you how to do that. Once your categories are set up, you're going to jump into your grade calculations and look to see how the percentages are going to break down. So I want to show you real fast that the Y1 category is already done for you by the district. Since my classes are semester-based classes, you'll see that they are 50% of semester 1 and 50% of semester 2. If you were a full year class, obviously it would be 25% all the way down the list. Don't change anything there. Now, select your marking period 1 category by clicking on the pencil on the right hand side. Now, you should see a district quarterly for 20% set up. Don't touch that. We're going to add other stuff to that. So in my class, I only have projects and the quarterly. Now, how you break down your percentages is up to you and your department and your supervisor. So make sure you talk to them all before you set this up. So in my class, since I only have 2 categories, mine are going to be 80% project and 20% quarterly. Some people use the general. That would be the same thing, 80-20. If you do more than 2 setups, then obviously you want to make sure your percentages all line up. Now, what I always say to you is after you change your weight so that you can see it's 20 and 80, make sure that the percentage next to it is equal to the number that you typed in. If those 2 numbers are not equal, then you know immediately that you did your math wrong and something doesn't add up. Maybe you did 5% when you meant to do 15%. So double check that before you hit save. Now, go down to the bottom of the screen and click this big green save button here. So we have successfully set up marking period 1 for your class. Now, previously we had to go down the list and do this over and over and over again. We don't have to do that anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this gear right here at the top, and it says copy traditional grade calculations. Now we're going to have to do this in 2 ways, and I'll show you how you do it first. First of all, we have to do it within a class. So you select that button first. The class you're going to choose is whatever class you just did for M1. So in my case, mine was the 1A Innovation and Design. And then you're going to copy it for marking period 1 right here. Okay, so that's where it's coming from. Now we want to go where it's going to. So since I'm doing within a class, I'm going to choose all the marking periods. So obviously mine's a semester, so it's only going to do M2. But if it's a year, you would do M2, M3, and M4. So I'm going to select M2, and I'm going to click Validate. Now it's going to say, do you want to copy from marking period 1 to marking period 2? Yes, I do. And I click Copy. Now, I always double check it. So I go into the pencil for marking period 2, and I can see that all my percentages are done. Fantastic. Now, that class is finished. Now I got to do all my other classes. I'm going to go back to that gear. I'm going to click Copy Traditional Grade Calculations. Now I'm going to go to another class. So my term is this from this school year, my first class. Term, now I'm going to do my entire school year. This is the beauty thing. So it doesn't matter if it's semester 1 or semester 2. I can copy it to all of my classes for this school year, and now I'm just collect all my classes. It's going to go all the way down. So since my classes meet semester 1 and then a different set meets semester 2, I can actually copy my grade set up to both groups at the same time, which is a beautiful lifesaver for me. And I'm going to click Validate. Again, all the way through, it shows that this is how it's going to calculate. Now, if something is not set up properly, you will get an error message here, so that tells you have to go back, but it will continue to copy everything else except for that class that you get the error message on. And I'm going to click Copy. Now you'll notice that everything has now expanded. That shows me that all of those classes have been done. I always double check. So I'm going to go to my 1B for the second semester in marking period 4. And boom, I can see right here that everything is set up for me. Now, I want to show you one more thing. If you are teaching the exact same class as you did last year and your percentages are all identical, you can actually copy for the whole year. So again, we're going to click on that gear and you'll say to another class. When it said from, you'll notice that down here it says 2016-2017. Now obviously that would not work here well with me because my classes do not apply. But here if I pull up my chemistry labs, so if I taught chemistry last year and I'm teaching chemistry this year and they're identical grade setups, which they pretty much are from year to year, I don't have to change a single thing. I can take all my copies for all the setups from last year and transfer over. It will not transfer grades, students, or any other information. Just the calculations. So that is how you set up your grades. If you need one-on-one help, please feel free. Just email me at siegelm@middletownk12.org and I'll be happy to come by and walk you through the process in a one-to-one or small group setting. Thanks for listening.